Okay, welcome to Chinook's Edge Learning Services Teaching Tech Tips for October 20th, 2015. I'm Alan Whitehead, and today we're going to be taking a look quickly at a few different tools for writing. So writing with different tools online and different tools that can improve your writing. So the first one I'm going to start with is some tools that are just basic tools that are available in Google Apps Suite in Google Docs. So first thing, I've created this doc from my drive, and I've written a little story in there, just a quick little story. And there's a few different things we can do with this now. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to add comments. And there's a couple ways you could do this. If a student shares this with a teacher or with a peer, you could have them add comments, or the teacher could add comments to students, or even while they're writing it, if it's shared, you could have comments be added. So if I click up here in the top right, click on comments, click add a comment, and now wherever my cursor is when I click comment, I can write something in. Comment, and it throws it in there. Now whoever comes afterwards that has access to this document, they can click on the comment and they can write a reply. Put that in there, they can go in and change it. And write more replies. Once it's done, if they click resolve, anyone can click resolve and it goes away, so it doesn't kind of clutter it. Select something. You can select a whole sentence if you like. Hit comment, add a comment. And now they can click on that and it'll show them what comment is connected to it. So when I click on the highlighted piece, it pulls this forward. So I know this is the comment that's pointing to that highlighted section. So I put it on the same line. I'll just show you what that looks like. Once again, clicking there. If I click on the other one, they cycle through. And again, people can write replies. You can go back and edit your comment or get rid of it, or hit resolve and it goes away. In the comments section, it does keep a record of all the comments. So even after they're resolved, they're still up here in the comments section. And if I reopen it, they'll come back into play. Okay, so that's adding comments. Another handy way to do that is actually voice comments. So you can get an add-on. This isn't built into Google Docs, but if you go to add-ons and get add-ons and look up voice comments, or it's actually called Kaizena, if you remember that. Kaizena. Go and search for that. This Kaizena mini add-on for Google Docs. I've already got it added, but you would just click here to put it onto your account. Once you've added it, it'll show up here in the add-on section. So you can see if I go down to Kaizena Mini, I can open that, and it'll pull up a little voice comments toolbar over here on the right. It'll ask you for if you're a teacher or student and that sort of thing. I've already gone through that, but you can set up your class. So students would have this app and they would be able to go in and say, I'm receiving feedback, if I know there's feedback on here, or the teacher, or peers, if they want to have peer feedback, could go in here and say, I'm giving feedback. You can set who's going to receive it. You can add somebody just using their account. Okay. So I'm going to just have it set to give that feedback to myself. Now, when I click, I'm going to highlight something, and then I click new feedback. And I'll hit record button. So why don't you try describing the waterfall in more detail? So now it says that's attached. That's really loud. I won't play it all, but you get the idea. So you can attach feedback. Students can go in and see it. And now you see it's highlighted green. That's using the Kaizen one. It says, and it gives a little header. It puts that in there once there is feedback. It just is a kind of a reminder. Open Kaizen and MIDI from add-ons to view your feedback. So a student would say, go to add-ons, Kaizen and Mini, open up the toolbar for Kaizena, and I'm going to receive the feedback now. receiving. Okay, and I can see that that's the feedback I have there. Now I can open it and listen to it. Okay, you can also put in comments along with it, text comments. You can even put in a link if you want to attach a document or a link to it. Go along with it. So that's how to add some voice comments really quick and easy. Another handy feature is the revision history with writing. So there's a couple ways to view that. You can say file see revision history, or this section here, it might say different things. Sometimes right now it says all changes saved in Drive, or it might say last change saved 3 minutes ago or something like that. You can either click there or go to see revision history. And what that does is it'll show you everything that was done to this document. So if I go, this is the current version. You can see 3:51 p.m. is when I last made the revision. I can go back to the original when I first started this document when it was blank and see what it was like. You can also see it color codes who wrote it. So if you have multiple people editing it, it'll give each user a color, and it shows up all this is blue because I wrote it. So that's a handy thing to see who wrote what. If people aren't signed into their account, if they're allowed to edit a document without being signed in, then it will say anonymous. So that's a nice reason, student work, to make sure they're signed in when they're writing it, if you want to, especially with shared documents. If there's a big list of edits, you can go all the way to the back, and go to a previous one, and you can hit restore this revision. And now that document goes back to the way it was at that time. It doesn't get rid of the edits I made though. If I go back into revision history, click on this one that had some edits, click restore this revision, you can see it puts everything back, including my comments and the voice comment that I left as well. So revision history is really handy. To go along with that, there's a neat piece called Draftback. So this is an app you can add, an extension actually. If you go to the Chrome Web Store, so if you just Google Chrome Store, it'll take you there, and you can look up Draftback. Click there. You can see I've added it already. You can get a little bit more information on it. You click on Draftback, add it to your account. It'll allow you to play back the editing of a document in real time. So you can kind of watch it be written out. It's a nice thing for getting students to even edit and revise their own work, to get them as they're reading it to think through that process. Once that's been added from the Chrome Store, you click add it. When you're in a doc, it'll show up right here. Like you see this button normally wouldn't be there, but because I've added it, now I have this button here. Click it. I don't think it's working for me right now for some reason. Let's give it one shot. Okay. When I click Draftback, let's view it. Okay. Now I can go back and I can say play it. Play at actual speed and watch it actually be edited. Let's go back to the beginning. There you go. So that's just a way, if you had a longer text, you could have kind of watch the writing process. It's another way to think about revision and that sort of thing. Something else along those lines, close that, are suggestions. If you're thinking about someone else peer reviewing or editing. If they have access to this file, they can click on this editing button here and switch to suggesting. And then anything that's written in will actually show up as a suggestion. Let's get rid of. So what you see here is anything I've added in, it's in a green, different color. It shows up over here as a suggestion. This has been suggested. When I've deleted something, it shows it as a strike through. Okay. So now if I switch back to editing, the editor of it then can come in and say, do I want to keep, do I like the suggestions, cold water? If I do, I click check mark and it changes it. If I don't like these suggestions, I can click X and we'll get rid of the suggestions. Okay. Now those still show up here in the comments section. So if I wanted to go back to that one and do that, I could. So that's suggestions. A few other tools in here. The research tool, if I go to tools and research, brings up a little handy toolbar over on the right. I can highlight something within the document and right click even and say Ferns, let's research it. It uses this research bar over here. It gives me pictures and websites. I can grab a picture, drag and drop it right into the document. Move it around if I want to. You notice too, it will actually give it a citation. So it puts down here where it's from, what site. You can add a citation for something from a website. So if I got some information off of a website that I wrote in here, say, I should say it's right here. I can say, this site, I want to cite it. It gives me a footnote. And there it says, it came from this site. So that's a nice way to add some citation ability for pictures or websites. You can also, using this little pull down, you can change to different types of citation, MLA, APA. And in the actual search bar pull down, you can ask to do different types of citation or different types of searches, excuse me. You can search scholar, websites, images, quotes, or dictionary. Okay, so that's the research tool. And again, you could just highlight something and right click on it to research, or you can go to tools and the research bar. I showed how to cite from there as well. One other tool that's similar is EasyBib to create a bibliography. Again, this is another add-on. So if I go to the add-ons bar, if I don't have it already, I'm going to go search and get add-ons for EasyBib. I already have it added, so it's already showing up here. So I go to EasyBib, Bibliography Creator, manage my bibliography. And it pulls up, similar to the research bar or Kaizena, it pulls up a little toolbar over here on the right, and I can add in bibliography if I'm trying to add a resource from a book, journal article, or website. You can type in the name of the book, what type of citation that you want to use. Okay, so on the book, I'm going to say select that's the one, and I'm going to add a bibliography to the doc. Now if I go down to the bottom, I'm not showing up yet. Oh, I'll show you up here. There it is. Bibliography. And then you can move it around. You can change the title if you like. Instead, you want to call it references. You've got it, it's editable. So if you wanted to change something in it or add things, you can do that as well. Okay, so that's kind of some practical tips for using Google Docs for writing. A couple of other tools that are maybe if you're trying to do something a little bit different. If you want to publish student work online, a great tool is to use Blogger. So you go to any Google site, you can go to Google. I'll type in today. Go to Google, click on this 9 square. And I'll have to look up more. Not sure what happened there. I just go to blogger.com. I'll be able to use my Google account. That's the great thing about using Blogger to publish student work online, is that our @CESD 73 accounts are already also Blogger accounts because they're Google accounts. So right away, I'm logged in with that same account, my own @CESD 73 account, to Blogger, which is a great way to publish blogs online, which really is just a forum to publish work online. So students might do that for publishing their work, or maybe you want to create just a classroom blog that the teacher manages and students submit work that they then blog to. So you can set students up in Blogger, and there's lots of great resources in the Help Center to help you get set up using Blogger. So that's a great resource that we've already got the accounts for. Some other neat things, one is called Story Tools. So that's the website, just storytools.com. And it's got all sorts of different tools for writing stories. I like the story idea generators or the conflict generators. So you can just keep clicking generate new conflicts till you kind of get a few interesting ideas that you think, hey, I want to write something about that. It's a great way to kind of get a start in writing. The random conflicts, you can see a whole bunch there, 10 random conflicts. You can again click that to generate more. If you want to use it for word counting or readability, you can analyze, so you can paste in your own writing. So if we grab our, change this, grab our writing from my little story I wrote here, paste it into the readability, check that readability. We want to say read level. That's what's saying, gives me a whole bunch there. Sentence information, all sorts of things there. Half title generator. So you can start getting you to pick some things there. Lots of just options, little tools that can help students if they get stuck in different areas. Cliche busters in the room too, so you can again paste in your wrote, see if it finds any cliches for you. No matches, so my simple little editors had no cliches in them. So that's storytools.com, and one final one is hemingwayapp.com. This is a neat one, sort of similar to StoryTools, I guess, in a way, but it's just a website, hemingwayapp.com. When you first go to the site, it explains itself to you. So it says, you know, Ernest Hemingway is author best known for having really simple, straightforward prose, very easy to read and approach, very straightforward. This app is kind of playing off that, trying to make your writing a little bit more, take your complex sentences and errors and show you them, help you just shorten things and be more concise in your writing. So it says if you see yellow sentence, the app highlights long, complex sentences and gives you the idea that you can shorten or split it. If you see a red highlight, your sentence is so dense and complicated that your readers will get lost. So it just helps you be more to the point. It's an editing tool. Basically, you would just delete this, the instructions there, and then again, copy and paste your own text into the Hemingway app page. And it gives you a readability score as well, similar. And this one's a pretty straightforward one, so it gives you some feedback. But if you had longer text, if students had written a story or something, or an essay, this would be a great one to check it against. That's a neat little app for students to use for editing, and I think it's great to get them thinking about reviewing their work, right? A tool to help them with that, but really to get them thinking about how they can improve their writing and continue building on writing once they've written a draft that it's not done. Then you keep writing. So that's a few things for writing using Google Docs and different tools online. There's tons out there, but there's a few that I think are pretty neat, and hopefully you find them useful. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you again in a few weeks. Take care.